Good afternoon, I'm Dr. Zoltan Buzadi. Thank you so much for coming for today's interview. So, first of all, could you please give me a little bit information about your background?
Yes, thank you very much for the invitation. Hello to everybody viewing this interview. So my name is Dr. Zoltan Buzadi. I come from Budapest, but I'm an international educator in the field of business and leadership. And I have been researching with the world-famous Hungarian Professor Csikszentmihalyi the idea of how to enjoy hard work. And this is my specialty.
How long have you been in Kazakhstan?
I have been very often in Kazakhstan during the last 6-7 years. It's the 19th trip now. So I have been mostly teaching business people in Almaty and Astana. But I'm very proud that I visited Semey and I also had course in Ust-Kamenogorsk. I have been in Karaganda and I've also been in Aterau because this is a great place to see the history.
How many students have you lectured in Kazakhstan?
Mostly I teach business people, so I would not call them really students. We call them participants on the leadership development training. It reflects a different attitude also. There are several hundred. So over the years, I usually have a course of 20, 30 participants, also in companies, 20, 30 managers, and there are more than 400 of them. Also, I have a doctoral student in Almaty, and I give master classes, so more classic students.
And what do you think about our country? Could you please tell me a little bit about Kazakhstan with a few words?
Yes, I think Kazakhstan, apart from what on the surface is great, to see the culture, this mix between East and West, between socialism and modernism. For me, what I like most is the necessity to develop the way of thinking in a modern way. It means that you should be a partner to each other in business situations and education situations, not just top down, trying to find out what the boss wants and not wants in the last minute changing, but have an own plan about what needs to be implemented. And this is what I'm doing here in Kazakhstan for myself as an educator. So this is what I like most about Kazakhstan for me, is the need that good leadership development is necessary, and I can do that.
And what does the story Fligby mean?
Yes, so Fligby is a digital game, a simulation game, and the theory behind it is called the flow or Potok. So we will share information about quick facts on flow and Fligby to the viewers in the comments and the section on the YouTube channel below. Flow or Potok is a mental state when you do an activity which you very much enjoy. You start to see it on me that I get into the mood of speaking and I lose time control. And I think this is the best activity I'm doing at the moment. And this theory of flow has been discovered by this Hungarian-American professor Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. His book can be bought in any bookshop in Kazakhstan. And this is the basis of our digital game called Fligby.
You also teach for business people, as you already told. So, with this model of the world-famous Hungarian American psychologist
Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. So let me teach this to you. It's four simple English words for everybody, the viewers as well. This part of the face is called the cheek in English. So this starts with the cheek, and then when an email is finished, then it has been sent, and then it's me and then hi. So it's cheek, send, me, hi. This is for business people, but this theory of flow is also used for sportsmen to achieve world-class world records. It's used for pedagogy, to stimulate the learning of young children, adults also, but then it's called leadership development, and that's what we do. So we use this approach of Csikszentmihalyi with the game to develop the way of enjoying the work of being a leader. And leaders, people in Kazakhstan think that, you just have an idea and you tell what they should do and then you get the money. But actually you get the money as a good leader because you take on responsibility. And making the responsibility with good decisions, this is what we are discussing in the sessions, and this is a business context. So this is what they learn, how to take a good decision so that the company is growing, the team spirit is fine, and also the individuals in this organization say that I like my job, money is important, but I really want to go back to the work and do what I'm good at. And this is lacking so much in this region. Most people only work there only for the money and not because what they're good at. And this is what I'm changing. This is what we change together. It's not just an idea, it's actually possible. This is why we use the latest technology of gamification, that you exercise this. So this idea is turned into reality by different behavior, different concrete behavior.
Also, I have read your recent article, and according to one of the recent articles, you wrote there that mostly people choose to move from one job to another job because they are not happy there, and in order to solve the problem, solve their issue, they want just move from one place to another.
Yes.
And because they think that happiness is there, not here.
Yes.
So what do you suggest for those people who move from one place to another place all the time?
Yes, they will never be happy. They will continue chasing the best place. So it is true, and thank you for reading these articles. We share them in the flowleadership.org page, which we're going to share with the interview. And the research shows that the people always leave the workplace because of bad leaders. People don't leave the organization because the office is not the latest. They don't leave the place because they don't like the products the company is producing. They leave the organization because they think it's not contributing to their life and it is not in sync, in connection with what they can do. Therefore, leadership development is so important. So if somebody is constantly hopping from one job to the other, the dialogue would be from the person to say, look, these are my skills. This is what I can do. How can I use this in my company with you, please? And if this person doesn't have an open ear from the leader, then this will continue and they go up higher and higher with the expectations and the prices. So the advice is to tell the colleagues, the people around you, what you're good at, what are your skills. And for this, it's very important to measure the skills.
By yourself, you mean?
Well, most people have some idea on what skills they have. Most people can find out about the skills by asking others, what do you think about me? What are my strengths? And we use this digital game to measure the skills.
So, can I ask then, could you please tell me, what do you think about me? What's my strengths are?
Yes, well, I think you're very interactive and communicative. I think you're very good in diplomatic approach to the interview, which we do. So other interviewers are very bossy and very strong, right? So your strength is more diplomacy. I think you're also very structured. I can see from your notes that you have prepared many questions, you constantly take notes. So I think this has to do a lot with logical thinking, well-prepared strategic thinking. And in terms of getting the work done, you're not in the category of delegating it yet, right? So this leadership skill is called organizing. You organize the work well for yourself. And in fact, you're doing also execution, which means that you do it yourself in the real world. So these are the impressions I see from your leadership skills. In short, to reply about your personality would be far too much. What I can see here is your way of working, and they are related to leadership skills. So organizing, execution, strategic preparation and planning, and also being very diplomatic.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And in general, I would like to ask that what is the difference between this flow model and other psychological approaches or models?
So the flow model is the foundation for all modern psychological theories, in a sense. This professor Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi is the founder of positive psychology. Before him, people were researching about depression, aggression, schizophrenia. But he founded the scientific methods to find out what makes people creative at work, how they are overcoming fears in order to do the work. So the other models or the approaches are actually extensions of this basic. And therefore we think that the flow book the flow theory is the basis you should know, and most people don't know about this yet. I have trainings and people come into the course, they play this game, and then they want to find out about the weaknesses
of this model.
No, of themselves.
Why?
But people, why? I don't know why. Because they didn't read the basics of psychology. They want to find out what are my weaknesses. But never anybody gets successful or happy because of weaknesses. Everybody always gets successful and happy because they use what they're good at, right? If you don't like cooking, then cooking will never be the source of happiness for you. If you like to do handwork, discussions with other people, then this will be the source of a good work and good life for you.
You teach how to use your strengths.
Exactly. We measure the skills, we use the strengths in business context, but the basics, you asked, what to do with somebody who wants to do about the weaknesses. We say, forget about the weaknesses. Don't listen to this bad voices in your head, which came from some historic things that you have to be a perfect person. Focus on the strengths. That is the source of forward.
Okay, dear Dr. Zoltan Buzady, thank you so much for your time and for giving this a brilliant interview. I wish you good luck in your job and in all your future endeavors, and thank you so much.
Well, thank you for this opportunity, for this interview, for the viewers. I wish that they're going to find sources to experience their own strengths through different approaches. I wish they're going to read this book and then go further and ask the university, the colleagues, how can we get access to this approach and this digital solution. May the flow be with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Goodbye.